Alright, Shabbat Shalom. It's July 30, 2016. And I just want to read a verse here from Psalm 119, verse 42. It says, "Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth." So it's saying here, the law of the Most High is the truth. Right? And since we know scriptures like Malachi 3:6 says the Most High does not change, then Torah prophecies cannot possibly metamorphosize into New Testament teachings, which is why the Greco-Romans and Egyptians did that. They set up the New Testament. Right? Understand that people usually choose and like what they're used to, and they choose what they like, but not necessarily truth. Most people on the earth function like that. Most people. Even when things are explained and it's clear, most people on the earth still choose what they are used to. It is impossible to understand with the proper functioning and reasoning power of your mind that the scriptures say thy law is the truth. Not New Testament grace, but thy law is the truth. And then to have another verse that says that the Most High doesn't change. Which means that his law does not change. The way he functions does not change. Right? So then you cannot have a New Testament expression that actually has a different function through a Hebrew God named Yahushua or Jesus or whatever you want to call him, Yeshua, have such a new expression that takes away from the Old Testament function and lifestyle of the Hebrews. If you were to wake up, if Elijah or Isaiah were to wake up right now, they would not know anything about Jesus, or if you want to call him by a Hebrew name, they would not know anything about Yahushua, Yeshua, Yeshaya. They would not know, right? Even when they consider, you might say, okay, well, the name wasn't being used at that time, but you are proof that the name was. In some cases, you try to prove that. But even if you say the name wasn't in use at the time, so they wouldn't know him as Yahushua or Yeshua or Yahawashai, but if Elijah and Elisha were to, and Isaiah, for example, were to wake up right now, and you would tell them and explain to them this Jesus, the concept in their mind of how this Jesus functions, and the concept and the strategy and the philosophy behind his New Testament teachings and the apostolic teachings of the New Testament, those concepts and strategies towards salvation would not actually be accepted by them, because they deal with Jeremiah 6:16 kind of teachings that say return to the old paths. Return, right? Return to the old paths. So Old Testament prophecies cannot possibly metamorphosize into New Testament teachings. Happy studying.